Hello everyone, my name is Loco and welcome to some more Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft. Today we're gonna take a look at another Druid deck. Now, as many of you will know, I've been playing a lot of Druid and I've been really enjoying myself. And recently, with all the new Naxxramas cards, there's been a couple of decks that have been going around. And one of them is going to be the one that we're discussing today. It is going to be none other than the deck that Kolento managed to get #1 legend on the ladder with. And it's actually a deck created by Strifecro. So it is technically speaking the Strifecro midrange Druid deck with a ton of Naxxramas cards. This deck focuses on a very strong early game with all kinds of Naxxramas creatures, such as the Echoing Ooze as well as the Haunted Creeper. Now, it's pretty much all the Druid decks. It also has cards in there such as Wrath. Next up, in the middle part of the game, you have cards such as the Druid of the Claw, the Spectral Knight and Lothab to basically have the strongest mid game that you can potentially have. And obviously, all of these minions can get buffed up with the Defender of Argers. And to finish things off, you obviously have the combination that is extremely popular, which is Force of Nature combined with Savage Roar to, in one turn, do as much damage to your opponent as you possibly can. Now, before we go over the actual deck list, let me actually show you some gameplay. So this is a game that I am playing right now versus none other than Socrates, apparently. And hopefully I'll be able to show you at least some decent gameplay. I think I'm gonna get rid of everything except for the Harvest Golem. He's a... Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the Harvest Golem as well. Now keep in mind, I'm not the best player in the world. We're currently only rank 11. I haven't really been playing all that much in this season. This is not the best opening hand though. I'm kind of hoping we will get like a like an Ooze or, you know, any 2 mana drops, like there's a Haunted Creeper or something. That'd be great to have in our hand right now, but let's see what Mr. Socrates will bring on. There's a big chance he's just playing the super standard mid-range hunter deck that pretty much everyone is playing right now. He's actually, having a Bloodfang Raptor doesn't make it look like a standard one, but we don't really have any of the cards right now that we really want. So that's too bad. I don't really wanna hit him either. Guess I'm just gonna hit him to the face. Maybe turn 4, Keeper of the Grove that thing down if I really need to, but this is not the best starter hand that we could have hoped for. Obviously, once we actually get to the middle part of the game and the higher mana counts, this is going to be a pretty good hand. But for now, we need to be a bit careful. Kind of interesting, he practically steady shotted out a... he practically coined out a steady shot right there, which is kind of strange. Alright, so I don't have a turn 3 play, meaning that I am gonna play my Innervate right here. And just to be safe, I'm gonna go Innervate, Druid of the Claw in bear form with +2 health and Taunt. Now, if he is playing an aggressive hunter, he has a pretty hard time dealing with cards such as the Druid of the Claw. Oh, actually already having the Deadly Shot in hand. That's too bad. And he's just gonna keep on hitting me. Alright. But generally speaking, mid-range hunter, or aggressive like aggro hunter, face hunter, has a pretty hard time dealing with minions such as that. Now I'm just gonna Moonfire the Raptor out of the board and end my turn. Now, ideally, this deck is run with Cairne and Cairne Bloodhoof, and I will actually go over that very shortly, but I have replaced him with a Boulderfist Ogre, simply because I don't own the card, I simply don't have it in my collection, and the Boulderfist Ogre is the one that is actually very close to Cairne in general. Actually going for the Blind Timberwolf right there, that's a bit interesting. Alright, so we did manage to find a Wrath right there, which is good. I'm just thinking of my options right now. I could take a little bit of damage to the face, but I think I'd rather sacrifice the Keeper of the Grove. Actually, what would I rather do? Would I rather take 5 damage to the face, or would I rather... Alright, I'm actually gonna take a little bit of damage to the face. Is it better? Alright, well, we're gonna Wrath them down, that's for sure. And I am gonna Hero Power, that is also for sure. Question is, do I want to hit it? Yeah, I am gonna hit it right there, just to make sure I have some sort of board presence, because else I'm completely, you know, else it's completely empty and it's gonna be, the ball is gonna be back in his court, so to say, so let's see what happens right here. So turn 6, we're likely gonna be playing the Boulderfist Ogre, it's just a solid all-round card. He's going instantly for the Steady Shot, actually, interestingly enough. And it looks like he has nothing else to play, alright. So we got an Innervate right there, which is nice. We already have the Savage Roar Force of Nature combo in hand as well. So we can actually, like, if he doesn't play a taunt next turn, we can start having a look at how much damage we could potentially deal. So this is 6 damage, this is 12 damage, that would be 14 damage, and that would be 5 minions that cut +2 health. So that would be... Actually, would that be lethal? Be 6, 12, 14? Okay, now it will just barely not be lethal right now. If that minion would have stayed alive, I think it just almost was, but for right now we're just gonna play it a bit safe. Now we get a nice little option. We can go for the Spectral Knight or we can go for Loatheb. I think I'm gonna go with Loatheb here rather than anything else, and I'm gonna then hero power this minion down and hit him in the face. Now next turn we have guaranteed lethal if he doesn't manage to clean me up. So far everything is going alright. Now Loatheb obviously makes his spells a whole lot more expensive, so right now they are pretty much, you know, you can't really use anything. So if he doesn't manage to throw up a taunt right now on the board, it is going to be extremely hard for him to win this game. We will be able to nuke him down with the Force of Nature Savage Roar combo, and we will need to burn Innervate for that, but that is okay with me. That is totally okay with me. So bring it on, Mr. Socrates. Alright, this is Starving Buzzard. Unleash the Hounds, baby? Scavenging Hyena. Unleash the Hounds? Even that is not going to be a problem though. Alright, we win. Sweet. So he's gonna likely end his turn right here. We're gonna Force of Nature it up right here. So Force of Nature first off. Innervate. And then we're gonna play a Savage Roar. I just straight up hit him in the face. And if I calculated correctly, this is 12. Yeah, this is easily lethal. Just had to double check right there if it was indeed lethal. And there we go. Boom. Very, very clean game. So let's jump into the actual deck list and go over the cards that I used. So here we go. These are all the cards used to be completing this deck. Now I called it number 1 because it is currently the deck that is being used by the number 1 legend player at this very moment. We got a double Innervate, double Wrath, Echoing Ooze, which you by the way get from the Naxxramas expansion pack. Double Haunted Creeper, once again a Naxxramas card. Savage Roar, Harvest Golem, the Shade of Naxxramas, Swipe, Double Defender of Argus, Keeper of the Grove, Druid of the Claw, Loatheb, Spectral Knights, Force of Nature, a Boulderfist Ogre, and double Ancient of Lore. Now, like I mentioned, the Boulderfist Ogre is a replacement for Cairne Bloodhoof Cairne. Simply because I do not have the card, I currently don't have the dust to create it either. So if you don't have the card either, feel free to supplement him with a Boulderfist Ogre. Boulderfist Ogre actually better in a couple of different ways in some situations, so it's worth swapping this one out. And other than that, this deck is pretty straightforward and very, very, very strong all around. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to post them right below that like button in the comment section. I will try to list every single card as well in the description below, so make sure you have a look right there. And other than that, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see more, hit that sub button.